I actually went to Japan once accidentally. So 2015 to 2016, for a year and 8 months, I went to the Philippines. And on my way to the Philippines, my plane had issues. I ended up needing to wait while my plane got fixed in like Minneapolis, Minnesota. Then they decided it wasn't going to get fixed. So they said we needed to move to another plane. So we moved to another plane. Then we flew to Japan. We arrived in Japan and I was only supposed to be there for like a few hours. And I was supposed to get onto a flight from Japan to Cebu. But I missed that flight. And the reason is because I arrived like really late at night and my plane had taken off. And so I ended up staying in Japan for overnight and I had a lot of fun. I took photos, I went to the mall. I couldn't afford anything really, but I got a Hello Kitty shirt, Sanrio, like little Hello Kitty, or no, it was like some brown bear pen and like a white like little bear pen. It was really, really fun. Oops. And I just absolutely love Japan. Like it's the cutest like little country, and I wish I learned. I know more Japanese. Like I learned Japanese like at one point because it's pretty cool. I've watched a lot of well, I haven't watched a lot of anime, but I've watched like enough anime, I guess. Like I've watched some Naruto, some Inuyasha. Right now I'm watching some Real Kuma, so that's a lot of fun. And yeah, so I think that this will be a really, really fun thing to try to blog about because it's one of my like actually really, really adopted cultures, even though like I'm, Filipino, so it's maybe like I'm kind of like barely part Japanese, but for a long time, Davao City area was like a Japanese settlement. So San Miguel specifically was supposed to be a Japanese plantation. They had abaca and like banana and coconuts and stuff like that. And the concrete in my yard, I always ask my grandma about it because then we put like a little basketball hoop. And then we like dried like our crops onto there, like when you create like this coconut copra thing, like once you kind of get them out of their shell, you dry them onto the nataran, which is like this concrete thing in our yard, and then it would dry the coconuts. Then we would go ahead and like dry it even more. So yeah, it was pretty cool to live in San Miguel, with my grandparents, and then have this like nataran thing, which was something that Japanese had built, and like it was a big deal because the Japanese had come in to San Miguel, built stuff, and then it made things easier for us somehow, because then we were able to play basketball on this concrete thing. We were able to dry copra, which were coconuts. Then I was able to ride around my bike in circles on there. So yeah, it was just really, really cool. But it's not really like that like big country that like the Philippines really has adopted. I don't think right now, like it's more Filipino Chinese. I think the Philippines. That's because like there's a lot of businesses. People have a lot of relatives and stuff like that. But we do have like I think people that have retired from Japan. They have a place where they can settle down in Davao City, Philippines. I read something about that, and I thought that that was pretty cool. So yeah, definitely. That's something that I will try to like research more. And so yeah, I hope to be able to really help all of you guys learn more about Japan, and how it's influenced me, like what I like and stuff, because I guess like I've waitressed at a bunch of different places. So Plum House for almost a year in Eastview Mall. Then Ruby Tuesdays for a few months, IHOP for a few months. No, it was IHOP. Yeah, so Ruby Tuesdays and IHOP. Then Friendlies. Then Empire Brewing Company. Like that was really fun too. But like I've never really, like so I worked for that Thai for Janya Thai Delight. So that's almost a year of Thai food. And so that's really, really cool. And I've been watching a lot of Migrationology, but I've also been watching a lot of Tasty. So Migrationology is like the most fun thing to watch ever for about like Thai food and stuff. Um, no, like, you know what? Zushi in San Antonio, I did work with them as a hostess. And Zushi, I think that's, or like, it's just mostly like sushi and stuff like that. I didn't really learn anything that much, but like I learned a lot about sushi in San Antonio, Texas. So that was cool. Um, Italian food, I guess. Zio's, I worked at Zio's. Um, well, Pokeland, I guess it's kind of sushi maybe. Like, well, that's poke bowl where it's like rice with like, kind of raw fish and seaweed and stuff, but it's like different. But still, like that's kind of in that sushi area. So I guess like sushi, Japanese food, like that's probably like my thing that like I am the most expert in. But yeah, Thai food also. But anyway, these posts are gonna be, whatever kind of things I come up with. Like I feel like I already have so much about Thai food on here because, I made a bunch of posts about what we serve, which was barbecue pork, pad ki mao, pad Thai, all sorts of cool stuff. So I'm gonna need to like kind of also maybe blog about Japanese food. I wish I knew more about the food that I took photos of from the New Fortune Oriental Cuisine, but like I only really had their food like once or twice, so I can't really like talk much about that. But yeah, it's pretty cool to like create like a whole cool blog about Thai food, and then now think of, oh, you know what? Maybe I could do all sorts of cool stuff about Japanese food, the Frontier Village, some Thai food stuff too, and like take photos of like some IKU food and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, this will be my new fun pet project for now. That is it for my video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.